shipping.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you as well. Now, welcome to the Engine Care Experience, brought to you by Total Energies. Now, this show will take you through how you can keep your car engines younger for longer. My name is Timmy Sanokomi, and each show will cover the essential things you need to know for maintaining engine performance and the importance of using premium engine oil products. Now, if you're brand new to this, you probably don't know. I'm never by myself. First of all, I've got Shawzy up in here.
Hey, Mason, how are you? How you doing?
I'm good. You good?
I'm good. I'm good. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. My name is Shows. Our topic today is one that everybody who owns or drives a car or SUV regularly absolutely must know. You can thank me later for that. Save yourself a lot of hassle by being aware of these 5 essential engine checks you can do by yourself. Brought to you by Total Energies Lubricants.
Right, look, here's the thing. I'm sure we can fit in more than 5. Or definitely, you know what? If you're like me, you probably got way more. But here's the thing. You can go to the Total Energies website and more on that on this show, so stick around. But in the meantime, let's get on with these 5 with a man who knows more than the average bear. Daye, are you ready to take us away on another engine care experience?
I don't know about that average bear part, but
It looks like a bear,
Well,
doesn't
you're
it?
ready. You were born ready.
I mean, come on.
You were
let's
born
do
ready.
this.
Bear, man.
Yeah.
let's do this. My name is Oruwari Daye. I'm an expert in all things engine oil and care performance. I'm the head technician at JD Auto Center, and I hold a BSc in petroleum and gas engineering. And I'm here to take you through a list of 5 essential engine checks you need to do on your vehicle.
By yourself.
By yourself.
Make it very important, by yourself. Now, today we're talking about 5 essential engine checks. You can send a list of your own additional 5. Use the hashtag Engine Care Experience via X or Facebook if you're an old fuddy-duddy like me, or via the comment sections below. Now, we'll be very much interested in your thoughts. So let's get into the topic right away. Daye, why have you selected these 5?
So I picked these 5 because I want something where every consumer, customer, or car owner should be able to check. It's not just about using a car, waking up, driving out. Once in a while, say once a week, it could be a Saturday morning, you should be able to come down from your house, come downstairs, walk to your car, and you can check these 5 essential things before heading out.
Is there a way you've ranked them? Do you rank them like, okay, you know what? Check this one. This is very important. You must check this one. Or you know what? You can check this when you feel like.
And they're all like
is there
basic.
a ranking system?
That's the list you should do, these 5 things.
Yeah, this for your engine. When you open your bonnet, these are the things that are looking at you and you're looking back at them, and you should be able to check them, know the levels and know the quality.
Okay, so what are these 5 things then? What are these 5 things?
So the 5 things will be your engine oil, your radiator cooler, your brake fluid, your transmission oil, and your wiper fluid.
All right, so wiper fluid.
Yeah, that's the
Wait, hang on.
wiper.
Yeah.
I'm just
Really?
sorry.
You know why I'm attacking that first? You say it's essential. Yes. Is it essential to have fluid for my wipers? Is it very?
It's essential you have the right fluid for your wiper.
Why?
You're driving down the highway
Right.
and a bird poops on your windscreen. What a coincidence, right?
I'll come down and clean it.
So,
You're not, but that's the point.
so
You're
coming
not
down to
supposed
clean
do
it,
that, yeah.
one, you are putting yourself at risk, stopping randomly to clean it. When you are stopping, the next person has their wiper fluid, and all they do is flick on the switch, and it cleans the screen.
So it's essential. You know what?
And
I kind of agree.
And I also think that, that split second where you can't see what you're doing, that's like major for me.
That's major.
So I totally agree with
That's
you,
major.
Daye, on
All right,
that one.
so we agree with that then.
Yep.
Yes.
Your
I
wiper
agree.
fluid is extremely essential.
yeah.
Don't be like me. Make sure it's there.
Yeah,
So what's
don't
the next
calm
one?
down like Jamison.
No, don't dumb down like Charles. Yeah.
You came for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wait
love.
now. Yeah,
well,
continue.
Let's do this.
Continue.
All right, so we've got wiper fluid. We know it's essential.
Very essential.
Again, when we finish all this, you have to tell me if you have ranked them. Which one is most essential and least essential? But let's go on. You talked about brake fluid.
Yes.
Why do I have to check? Why does Charles have to check for brake fluid?
Sorry, Daye. I have a problem with this man. Why do you know, I know what to do. Speak for yourself. Say, why do I have to check? Because I know I have to check. Why do you have to check?
Why does Shaws have to check for brake fluid?
So brake fluid is another thing that has its manufacturer specification. Here, typically, most people get cars, and when it's time to service, they only do an oil change. They don't check the other fluids. Brake fluid is known to have hydrophobic properties. That is, it takes humidity in the atmosphere. So in your brake system, two things you don't want is air. Let me say, is humidity and air. Those are two things you don't want. Air being that when you step on the brakes, that little air gap, it's not going to let your brake is a closed system, it's a pressurized system. So you don't need any extras except the brake fluid. With air, when you step on your brakes, you have what we call travel. It's kind of like your brake is not getting to the extreme end, and that is because there's air in the system rather than there's air in the system filling up that spot for brake fluid. So that is one reason. And two, once you open it, it takes the atmospheric humidity. And after a while, you have presence of water in your brake fluid, which will give it the absolute, it won't do its job well
Like
once you have that.
like my anterior moja will say, you not go catch.
You know, go catch where.
There you go. So
You go catch
if
where.
there's humidity in there and there's air, the brakes not hold.
I've got a
Brake
question
fluid.
for you.
Yeah.
Apart from when you service your car, should you be checking and changing your brake oil at any point in time?
For you, if you're not a technical person, first thing you need to check is the level. Most cars will have the indicator on your dashboard telling you top up your brake fluid, but you should be able to at least know where the reservoir is, open it, and see that it is at the level marked minimum. There's a minimum level, there's a maximum level.
Yeah.
It shouldn't exceed the maximum, and it shouldn't go below the minimum.
So pitch yourself in the middle
It should-
somewhere.
yeah, just at the maximum mark should be where
And
it
I've
is.
heard that when the car there's a hot level and there's a cold level. Is that, or do I know nothing about
For
that?
the brake oil.
For the brake oil, is there a hot level and a cold level?
So ideally, you don't check your car when it's hot.
Right.
You don't. You check your car, like you said, just come downstairs in the morning, and that's a good time to check when everything is at its default stage.
One more question, sorry, before we move on. So when I'm driving and I feel like maybe the brake sounds funny, I can't
Brake is
just
not
stop.
catching.
There's
It's not the
something
catch.
is
It's not
shy.
catching. Yeah.
Oh, back on.
Yeah.
I can't just come down and then just go check. Why can't I?
So
what
you
happens
would,
if that?
what,
yeah.
what I would recommend is you first have to park to a place of safety.
Yes.
Right.
If it's not catching well, then stop speeding. Put on your hazard lights, maneuver to the safest possible place. So when you come down, it's usually a transparent reservoir. So you can just tap it or you can see the fluid. So once you check, you see there's fluid there and you feel your brakes are acting funny, just try your best, call your mechanic or look for the closest technical place to take your car for at least a minor
And you
check.
also can't top your oil while
Your brakes.
While your brakes, sorry.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
can't top-
recommended.
It's not
doing that.
recommended.
It's
Okay.
not recommended. The
Now-
hot and the cold mixture is not recommended.
Thing is, if you're like some of my friends who do not know what Daye is talking about, we do have a car in the studio here, and pretty soon Daye will take us through some of these things we're talking about. You have to use, you probably see for yourself. But let's go on then. Radiator coolant is
that
one.
was going to be my question.
Look, first of all, you want to take it. Take
Yes.
it because it's a big,
So-
it worries me.
Most people just go there, like you said, you come down in the morning. They don't even do it in the morning. They just randomly will just go and put water.
Water. I put
Fill
water in
the
my
water
car.
far, like the water should just be swimming anyhow. Is that what's supposed to happen?
No, that's not what's meant to
Aha.
happen.
Oh Lord, no
That's
water in
not
the
what's
car.
meant
Oh
to happen.
Lord.
Tell me, sir.
Oh Lord.
So first off, your radiator, you have to understand it is supposed to have more properties than just water. It's supposed to have your antifreeze. So if you're in a cold country and you park your car overnight, by morning, if it's water there, you could see it's frozen.
Frozen, yeah.
But with the antifreeze, it's going to fight against that. It also has anti-rust properties. So when you have a lot of bad water with different compounds, when you have hard
Yes.
water. So once you put that in your car, there's tendency for it to rust because there's no lubrication in the cooling system. You also have modern cars too that have auxiliary water coolers, auxiliary water pumps, and they work at very, very high pressure. So your cooling system is also a pressurized system. Water shouldn't have anywhere it's escaping from.
Or coolant shouldn't have anywhere.
Coolant, sorry, shouldn't have anywhere it's escaping
Right.
from. So if you noticed, every time you check your car today, you're topping up the coolant level, your sensors are complaining low coolant level. The next day you top up, 2-3 days you're topping up, you have a leakage. And once air is entering that system, it's going to cause overheating. And you don't want that to happen to your car.
So basically, we who have those older cars that we still use water. Because I'm just finding out that you're not supposed to use water.
Older cars don't use water as
Exactly.
well.
Good
Older cars
Lord,
don't
good
use
Lord. No
water
wonder my
as well.
mechanic is
But I
making
think
money
I've seen some
off
cars
me.
where there's a space for water,
And
there's
coolant.
a space for coolant.
Apparently, you're not supposed to,
Am I
yeah,
imagining
you're supposed
that?
to buy mineralized
no,
water,
there's-
I hear.
So,
And the good guys at Total Energies, I think they sell one of those.
yeah, they have it's pre-mixed. They have the
Right.
pre-mixed one. So usually you have concentrated coolant that you have to mix with water. But nowadays they just do them pre-mixed in the right ratio of coolant to water.
Right.
So
Making
you
it
pour
easy.
direct.
Okpeo.
Yes.
Sorry, I have to say that.
Now let's talk about the transmission fluid. This one was a big shock to me because I have never checked.
I'm wondering what it's doing
Ne-
in the grand scheme of essential. Why is it there?
Never checked
Yeah.
it. How is that
I mean,
essential?
Daye, help us out.
Help us out.
Your transmission is essential. It's like another engine of its own, but its job is different. It's connected to the engine. It works with the engine. So you have your engine you service regularly at a particular 1,000 kilometers. What about your transmission that is doing all the beating from the engine? So most cars have your transmission dipstick. You just pull it out, almost like you're checking your engine oil, and it has a level. But what you also would be looking out for is the texture of the fluid to ensure it's not burnt. Your manufacturer specification will tell you you have a specific amount of kilometers or miles you have to travel before you do a transmission service.
Right.
But most people, once you buy a car here, used car, you don't know if it was done before, you have no idea. And then you just put that car on the road and continue flogging the transmission and expect it not to give up on you one day.
So that's an essential check.
It's highly essential.
So you've got those cars that you can check, and you've got like Charles'
In
car, right?
fact, I'm just, in my mind, I'm with Temisa. The last thing I'm checking if I open my bonnet is
Transmission
fluid.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
that's like a service thing for me. They've checked everything. They bring my
Yeah.
car back. Until the next time I go to service, that's one of the things that I won't be checking.
so modern cars don't have a dipstick. They
Aha.
don't use a dipstick.
There you go.
So this part would be you have to talk to your mechanic, and all he needs to do is, while the engine is cold, remove the tap and get a little sample. All he needs is a very tiny sample in a transparent bottle or whatever. And once he is able to look at that and check, there are checks you do with that sample, and you would know the condition of the
Okay.
oil.
That's Adam. Okay.
Now you know.
I get it.
Now you know. So we've gone through that. The windscreen fluid, the transmission fluid, the brake fluid, the radiator coolant. Now in my mind, this one is the
Baba.
absolute the
This
baba
is the
of
Baba.
checks
Yes.
that you can do by yourself. And this is according to Daye, of course, our expert. Engine oil. How important? Number one, how important is it for us to check our engine oil or engine lubricant, like they call nowadays? And how important is it, and how often should we check?
So I'll say before you take your dipstick, first things first, try and look under your car to even see if you have oil leakage. Your dipstick could be looking accurate, but you have oil leakage. So that's also something you should also avoid. When you take out your dipstick, one thing you should look out for is the oil level. This lets you know the specific volume of engine oil in your engine. You don't want it overfilled. You don't want it underfilled. Another thing you will look at is the texture. Once you start smelling like a burnt engine oil smell, you should
Like,
Start-
is it like
What's a
is it
burnt? What is
frying
it burnt?
plantain, frying yam?
Yes, it is like,
burnt.
you know what burnt, like when you,
yeah,
is it
akara.
and what color should it be?
Yes.
So engine oil color is an argument that is unending.
Okay.
It's-
Let's have it now.
No, let's not have it now. Let's
have it now, let's have it now.
That's a different show. Because if it's unending, we'll never live here then. All right, so just,
From your point of view,
from your point of view.
what kind of basic, what should it look like?
Like I said, when you buy your engine oil and you open the cover, it is new. It's the color that matters. There are different types of engine oil, so you
Okay.
can't expect to have all of them having the
Okay.
same color. I would say granite oil color because
No,
it's not
granite
that.
oil,
I would say
that one.
palm oil color.
Okay.
It has a specific color according to the particular type of oil used on the
Right.
car.
So here's what we do. Because, I mean, come on, we always have your back. One of these, maybe when we're talking about some other parts of protecting your engine and your car,
We
you
can
probably
break
need to
that down.
bring one of the Total Energies oil and probably open it and pour it
Yes.
out so that people can see exactly what we're talking
it
about.
looks like.
I have an idea.
I have an idea, yeah, because, I mean, come on, I know nothing about these things. Really, I do not know
You
anything
see,
about
Temisa, I know more.
What do you
I-
know about
I
it?
guess it's-
Tell us what you know about the engine oil.
I know that it's for me.
Yeah.
Because I was asking what should the color look like. So in my mind, it should so kind of like transparent-ish.
Yeah, it feels right.
It feels
like honey.
So
Like
once I
honey,
see it
kinda
and
like
it's
honey.
looking black, I'm like, not a bit bad, my car is about to knock or something crazy. That's how I feel.
So the thing is, when you use premium engine oil like the Total Quartz, even at your next service, your oil doesn't have to have burns before you change it. No,
Right.
it would still
Look
all right. So by trying, some people say that you can keep using it, but you have to understand your manufacturer has recommended, it has tried in your engine, put a fresh one, and continue the journey of the car.
Cool.
All right, you know what we'll do then? Because it's easy enough to say these things. We'll have Daye show us these things. Stick around. We'll be walking over to our car after this. Well, all right, so welcome back to our list of 5 essential checks you should do for your engine as we see fit, as our man Daye sees fit. We're here at our sample vehicle, and Daye, our automobile technician, will tell us exactly what he was saying. Matter of fact, he's putting his money where his mouth is.
Yep, definitely.
Right. So Daye, let's start with that. Let's start with our washer, windshield
washer.
washer. Where does it go?
This is your windshield washer, and you can see the sign. So this is the drawing of your windscreen, and this is the design of the water.
And in your view, this is absolutely essential.
Highly essential. It's for visibility purposes.
Right. So, like we told you before as well, you can't buy all of these fluids at any Total Energies store nationwide. So we've got our windshield wiper here. So this one is easy enough to say. I can
Because
see.
it tells you what it is.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can
it
tell.
tells you what it is.
Okay.
And
So
it's usually color coded to this. Blue
Right.
color, most cars.
Right.
It is?
Most
Is
cars
it?
I never
make it
noticed. Did you notice?
No. I just just open it. Okay, there you go.
Yes.
There you go. All right, next stop, essential check for your engine by yourself. The brakes. Where do we do that?
So this is the brake fluid reservoir. And if you look closely here, Charles, if you could see, you can see the maximum.
Yes, I can.
And this is your minimum. So this is where it should be at every point in time.
Absolutely can't go past.
It can't. It
Okay.
shouldn't go past. If
I mean-
not, it won't be able to. It won't be able to keep its properties well. It will
Okay.
be too filled.
You've answered my dumb question. I was going to ask you.
Was that coming to me?
My dumb question was going to be, why can't I fill it up? All right, so now we know this is
Okay.
washer, this is brakes.
Where are we going next?
We're going to the coolant.
Coolants.
Where do we do the coolant?
This is the coolant here. Mind you, for every car, the location varies, so you also have to put that into consideration.
Is there something we know? How do I know that?
How do you
coolant?
identify it?
Exactly.
Yes.
How do you know that's coolant?
This is the diagram usually. It is also, if you see this diagram when you are driving on your dashboard, you should know there's a problem.
Right. So it means that maybe
What's
you
that diagram though?
It's the drawing of a radiator.
Right.
You see? You can't
Oh, there you go.
So what is it? Okay.
There you go. So
Yes.
so now we know our windshield washer goes in here. Our brake fluid is here.
Your
Our engine coolant or radiator coolant is in there. Now the transmission fluid. Sadly, we're not using my car, which is the old one. We're using a newer car. So how would you check a transmission fluid on this engine?
So for this engine, the transmission doesn't have a dipstick.
Right.
The way to check is the manufacturer would say service your transmission at 70,000 miles or 60,000, whatever they say. At that time, your mechanic should know according to the manufacturer specification and do a routine service. But in a case where you bought your car and it has already done some mileage and you don't know the condition,
Yeah.
then he has to take a little sample from the transmission and then look at it. He will check the properties of the fluid. Is it too viscous or whatnot? When he checks that, he would advise you best.
Right. So now we've done 4 essential checks. The big one,
Aha.
the granddaddy,
Yes.
engine oil check. Where do we do that? I mean, we've done it before on the show, but for you who's just joined us,
You can never do it too many
Yeah, you
times.
can never do it. So
Yeah,
where
you
do
can
we
never
do
do
that?
it too many times.
So engine oil would still be your dipstick here, which
varies in all cars.
varies in all cars. And here you have your minimum.
Right.
Here you have your maximum. And like always, it shouldn't exceed the maximum.
Right.
And it shouldn't go anywhere close to the minimum. It should just be at the mark of the maximum.
Right, so that's how you check your engine level,
That
engine oil
seems-
level.
Seems simple enough.
Yeah, I
Easy
mean,
enough.
yeah, even for
if
me.
you know where to look.
Even for me.
So it's a good thing that we're looking at it.
Because
now.
I'm usually not the sharpest one in the pack. But
Oh,
yeah,
so,
even
so you know you're
I
not
know,
the
love,
sharpest
I know,
one.
I know.
rest my
All right,
Always
so
remember not to
I
check it
rest
at
my
high
case.
temperatures.
where do we pour it? Where do we pour it in?
No, he's saying something.
Don't check any of your fluids at high temperatures.
There you go.
Always
Oh,
check
brilliant.
when your car is settled.
Okay.
Right, so we know where we'll put all of our fluids. Now, we had a brief argument about the color, what the engine oil color should look like. And a good thing we're in a mechanic workshop as well. And we've got a technician here. So maybe he can bring 1 total quarts engine oil for us, lubricants for us. Let's check ourselves.
What it looks
There you go.
I may be right.
Thank you very
What did I
much.
say it looked like?
You said it looks, I
Something-
said like honey. Kind of like honey. That's what I said, kind of like honey.
That's not what you said.
You said a bit
That's not
transparent.
what you said to me.
Okay. Now, first of all, by
taking my shine.
the we are using our Total Energies lubricant here. And this one is this.
The
I mean,
Quartz
you
9000.
yeah, what's it called?
This is the Quartz 9000 range.
Oh, there you go. So this is the 0W30.
This is 0W30.
There you go. I wish I knew all
And
of
here's
this.
the approval for the cars it can be used for. So when you check your owner's guide, you would see what your car uses. So this is an MB approval 229.
That's a Mercedes-Benz.
Ah, you have to
Yes.
say it. Mercedes-Benz.
Mercedes-Benz,
I know.
yes.
Yes, and this is a Volvo approval.
Yep.
This is a Volkswagen approval.
There you go.
Yes.
Right, so for this engine oil that we've got here from Total Quartz 9000, yeah, you can use it for really just about all cars. But the Mercedes-Benz, you can see it right here, the Volvo VCC and the Volkswagen 502.
5.0.
And we will have a show where we'll tell you all of the security details here. But we do know that if you want to get authentic Total Energies lubricant, there's one thing that
It's
I
all
found
on the dashboard.
particularly interesting. It's the dashboard. On it. That is just brilliant. All right, so you're going to crack it open.
So, Mr. This is your excitement.
Oh,
Feels
yeah,
like
yeah,
you're
but I know I'm right. I know I'm right. I know I'm right.
So, Mr. Please don't have a drink of this. Try not to. Try your best not to.
Yeah, right. So there is a seal in there. A seal
That's how you
authentic,
know.
yes.
Aha.
This is sealed. So you just pop this.
There you go.
And
It's not champagne. Why are you moving backwards?
No, because this one,
You found it.
Semisa.
So you thought it was champagne.
Semisa.
Hey. All right, so let's see what color it is. Honey. I mean, I don't know what color you think this is. What color would you call this? This looks like honey to me.
no, it doesn't. No,
Doesn't?
it does not look.
No.
Diane, thank you.
What color is this?
This is not honey, definitely.
What would you call this?
Like,
Now you see why it's an unending argument, eh? You see
yeah,
why
this is
yeah,
the
right.
argument. So this is like orangey, transparenty, honeyish.
I never saw that color in school.
What do you call it? What do you call it? Honey, she said.
No, I said,
no.
I said three things though. I said three things. Temisa has latched on to just one.
Yeah, you know what? We'll leave it to you. There it is. There's
Yeah.
the color.
Yes.
There's
No,
the
we have-
color.
but we have to have this argument later.
Later.
Yeah. we
The
have to have this
authentic Total Energies lubricant. There it is. Again, for this particular one we've opened. But you know what? We'll have a show. We'll talk about all of this. So there it is. The 5 essential things you can do yourself. And it's basically lubricant based
Lubricant based.
because you can do it yourself.
Yes. DIY.
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 Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
You don't
Thank
need any mechanic. You don't need, ladies, you don't need your
you
husband to
still
come
advise.
show you.
Yeah.
Just get up and your husband say, where are you going to say, I'm coming, Jerry.
Oh, I
because
can
want
check
to-
my
I'm going
car.
to check
Who
my
are
car.
you?
And then just get busy.
Hey,
That's it.
there you go. There you go. So, so that's it. The importance of essential engine checks. I'm sure there are more you can think of. I am extremely sure. So hit us up with your list, and our Total Energies lubricant experts will do their best to get back to you. In the meanwhile, you can learn more by visiting Total Energies on Facebook, Instagram, X, and all of that. Details in the comment section below. My name is Temisa and her name is Shoals.
Yay.
This is Daye. We'll be back next week.
Take care. Next up is a competition for you. Watch this next segment of the Total Energies lubricant mascot, Robot Quartz, visiting different parts in Lagos. Question, can you identify where in Lagos Robot Quartz is? Bonus question, can you name 2 places Robot Quartz goes past? Submit your answers on Facebook, Instagram, or X using the hashtag SpotRobotQuartz. See the comments section for the Total Energies Facebook, IG, and X handles. Good luck.